everyone, and welcome to another episode of How the Hell Is This My Life? I'm your host, Kiki Carroll.
And I'm your host, Asha Brown.
We are back with our second episode of
We just
2021, and it is the first day of Black History Month. We do Black History Year, Black History 365, all of that, but that does not mean we're not over here celebrating for the entire month of February. So happy Black History Month. First day.
I'm sorry, but give me a month. I'm a diva. Give me a month, give me a week, give me a day. I'm going to live it up. Shoo. I take my Black
person who turns every special event into a month-long event. I would expect nothing less. I'm working on, we both are, and this is, I know it falls under content, but we might as well because it's also Black History related. We're both doing some fun things for Black History Month on our social media. You started yours today with your 5 days of just serving melanin.
Melanin drip.
Yeah. Like giving all the looks. You know, we love a good OOTD. And I'm doing 28 days of my favorite Black-owned businesses. And I realized when I sat down to like write out my list, I could do a couple months. It's fun. Yeah. But I think that it's a good way for people who maybe want to do more than just the, oh, I'm happy and I'm celebrating. Oh, I'm also going to like read some books and watch some movies and maybe have some additional conversations. Like, what is something else? I feel like a lot of people tend to forget to support the Black businesses that they love to scroll past and watch and all of that. And so I know that we both have a lot of Black-owned business product in our houses. And so it's going to be fun to share that. And I feel like I have the energy for it right now. I do. Like, so, okay, you know that like 2 weeks ago, I ordered Ray Wellness vitamins. The name is, it's the vitamins I chose were called In the Mood, right? And so I've been taking them now you take 2 pills a day, 2 vitamin capsules a day. And I've been taking them now for 13 days. And I know that like being a mom, you are going to be tired regardless, right? But it's like getting to a level of like a functioning tired, not like okay, my son just fell asleep and I could literally like fall asleep standing and I could sleep from 8 to 8 and feel like I didn't sleep enough. Like that's just not a good look for me or for any mom. And I know that like there was some other levels in there too, with just like 2020 was a really rough year. And so maybe there was like some small belts of depression up in there. I can admit it, but I think the majority of it is planning a wedding, working full-time jobs, doing our fun projects that we do for ourselves, for our own self-love, for our own self-worth. All of that is time consuming as well. You have to put in the effort for it to be something that you value. And then, that toddler is just running around. He's in terrible twos. He's been in terrible twos for 6 months and he just turned 2 weeks ago. So I started taking them and I think that they're working. I don't know. Because, you were here the other night. It was like 10 o'clock and I was up. I got a bedtime. I was up and I was just talking completely unaware of time. And so my want for sleep has kind of regular, like it's evened out. I feel like it's maybe balanced. And yeah, I saw the bum chicka wah wah. Like that's helping too. I'm just saying, like
are you going to tell these people the purpose?
I love my fiance, but they are called In the Mood for a reason. It is an energy booster. It is to help, like, kind of just balance out everything that has to do with your body's stamina and what that all can include. And I just feel like people don't talk about it enough, but the movies have ruined reality for me. Like I felt like I had to talk to a couple of my friends that like have children and who have had like push an entire human out of their vagina or like attempted to. I attempted to for 3 hours and it didn't go well. So they just like went in there and got him. But like my body just does not respond to the fun things that I want it to respond to in the way that I want it to in the moment. There's a lot of in my head, there's a lot of physical like aspects where like I'm learning my body's a whole different person now. And then on top of that, just mom brain, you are exhausted all the time. And like even it can be fleeting, man. You know, I saw on TikTok that woman redid that Is It Available? And it was basically like the wife and the husband, and the wife was like, is this available? And he was like, it is. And then you know how it goes. In like 5 seconds, she was like, we're sleeping. We're sleeping. I know I asked for it, but we're sleeping. No, we're done here. And so that's normal, I feel like. And the movies make it seem like, you know, you just have like 5 kids and still be going to Pound Town. Like you have the physical and mental stamina for that as often as they do in the movies, you know? And so it's been helping. They've been helping a lot. I feel like I've been very productive in all areas. So I recommend
all areas.
All areas, you know? And I think that you shouldn't be ashamed if you feel like your sex drive and your stamina levels and your exhaustion levels and like maybe you want to sleep a whole bunch and like you shouldn't, like there are no rules after you have a child. There are no rules. There's just a roller coaster ride. And I'm not the fondest of roller coasters these days. I'm grateful that they're working. And I, like I said, I feel like I'm like super productive now. So I'm like, let's hop on that.
Yeah. Y'all don't understand though. This girl is usually in bed at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. If I have a question, an urgent inquiry, I cannot text. If it's after 8 p.m., I'm like, I know I'm not getting an answer until tomorrow morning.
But it's like, and I don't want to be that way. You know, I really don't want to be that way.
You've actually been that way since I've known you. I'm like, well, at least
now,
an hour.
I know, but now with like, there's just so much more to do and there's so much more that I want to do. And it's like, I feel like I cannot be that way. And so I feel like, you know, I have like the happy endorphins from the working out and, you know, my diet is it's like 80-20 and I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to do anything like strict. But I feel like I have that energy, but it's just, there's one thing to be like a early bird and to go to bed early, you know, when you're single. And there's a different to be an early bird and to literally have like a wall that you hit hard at 8 o'clock, because when you're in a relationship, that's your time. Like that's when your time starts, is because, you know, you wake up early, you do your whole morning routine, you take care of the kid, you get him to daycare, you go to work, you're separated, you come back in the evening, you're with the kid again, you got to do that whole routine, spend time with him. Once he goes to bed, that's parent time. And I just got frustrated being so exhausted from everything that happened up until 8 o'clock and feeling like I had hit a wall at 8 o'clock all the time. And then just feeling frustrated, like, he's about to be 2. Why is this still an issue? So I felt like I've increased my exercise. I've changed my diet, you know, and mentally there's still something draining happening. Like, so maybe the next thing is to try like some sort of a vitamin and see if that doesn't help. Like look at what the vitamins are that I'm taking or I wasn't taking. I'm in my 30s. I should be taking vitamins. I don't know why I wasn't. So kind of like changing that, and then whatever I'm doing, I feel like finally for the first time is starting to work. So I mean, he still makes me want to pull my hair out, but I feel like I have more energy to be productive. I feel like I'm actually getting back to being fully awake and present during adult time, you know. So that's just, it can only get better. I'm gonna keep taking it, I think.
Well, keep reporting back for those of us who are not mothers or in our 30s yet, and want to know what to take when it happens.
You know, it was a very productive weekend. How was your weekend?
What?
You had something big going on.
My weekend was wonderful. It was full of love.
Because
I hit a life I hit a life milestone this last week because I have never been with someone for 2 years. This has been my only 2-year anniversary in my life. Definitely not 2 consecutive years. I mean, there might be some breaks up in there, but like I've never consistently been with the same person for 2 years. And this was our 2-year anniversary. And it's also like, I think I really enjoy, it's our only anniversary as an engaged couple, which I am really enjoying living up everything that happens during this fiance time, like amplified, like we on 200, okay? But yeah, he did a really good job of he took me on a journey of all of he revisited some places that we've been. So we did high tea in London right here. Right. And he literally made cucumber sandwiches, little biscuits and everything. It was so cute. And then he also made me change outfits for all of these, by the way.
In real life you would have. So I appreciate the details.
Yeah, he knows me. He knows I'm extra, so he was like, he wanted to make it the full experience. And then he did the whole fine dining experience, transported our little dining area into a fine dining restaurant. And he made a 3-course meal. We had a cheese board, and he made risotto, which was actually one of the first things that he cooked for me. And it was like he was trying to be romantic, like early on in our relationship. So he made like veggie mushroom risotto, which is on point, so good. He also made creme brulee. He had me up in here all fancy. He got the blowtorch and everything, honey. Not even playing games out here.
Then it's when you order a blowtorch for dessert.
I mean, as a bartender,
for a Corona dinner, that's dedication.
As a bartender, I'm like, he has other uses for it. If he had no other use for it, I'd be like, why? But I'm like, he could use it for bartending stuff. So I'm like, okay, you have a reason, I guess, for a blowtorch. And then he took me to Jamaica, where we got engaged. And he told me to put on, child, I was like, excuse me, what? He told me to put on an outfit like I'm going to a beach party. I said, do you know that it is January and this body is not ready for a beach party right now. So I will be putting on a cover up. Thank you. And so he put like all these beach party decorations. There were beach balls. There was like a blow up palm tree. Yeah. And he like set up a chair with his guitar, and he actually has written, like, my first Valentine's Day gift from him was a song that he wrote. And so he performed it for me in my Jamaica concert. And there's another song he wrote for me too. He performed that for me too. And then we sang like a song together. And then we turned on some reggae music and we danced in the living room until we were ready to go to bed.
That sounds
it was
awesome. I mean, you have to get creative in COVID times. Like, to still make moments. I feel like we come from a group of people that our best moments involve locations, because we like to travel and we like to go and experience like new foods and new venues and new vibes. And like, COVID has shut all that down. So I say mad props to him for figuring out a way.
I mean, I am an introvert, contrary to most people's beliefs. And so I'm an extroverted introvert, but I am an introvert nonetheless. And I actually really thoroughly enjoy being able to keep my behind in the house. And when he told me, he was like, I have plans for the weekend, and like, you don't even have to leave the house. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm already winning. What you just said, I'm winning here. So that was great.
Also, kudos to him for planning that way and that direction, because ain't nobody going anywhere in this snow. So it's good that he didn't make an attempt to take you into the outside world, because that would have got shut down real quick. You know, I had a package that was supposed to be delivered today, and I was so like, it's like, you know, the mail is supposed to come to you in the snow and the rain and the anything, and I got an alert saying that like they couldn't get to my door, and I was like, okay, now like you couldn't get to my door. But so I'm still waiting on deliveries to come, but have you gotten any deliveries?
I mean, I usually don't get deliveries to my house, but I cannot live without a very special delivery I need to come every single month. Okay. Let me tell y'all something about this wedding planning. I think I said it in the last episode, right? And I think it's because I'm so attention to detail. Like I need everything to be perfect. And so it brings extra stress that's not really necessary. And I was reflecting today and I was like, why does this freaking bridal subscription box make me so happy? And I'm like, I think it's because as brides, we are so focused on the end result and like the destination that we don't take a moment to enjoy and give ourselves some self-care and treat ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's like right when I'm in the thick of planning, I get one of my subscription boxes and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yes, something to open, random gifts, and I don't even know what's in it, but I know that I'm excited. So I have the Maven bridal box, which I had looked through multiple subscription boxes, and aesthetically I was like, okay, that's cute, or whatever. But the Maven box, it's like just the right level of elevation. Like it makes me feel luxurious. Like even like the colors, the font, the vibe, the aesthetic, like the way they put the box together, I'm here for it. And I've been loving it. I just feel so special. I'm like, ooh,
What'd you get?
bridal tank top. Not like I don't have one, but here we are.
What'd you get in the box? In the box you just got?
What'd you say?
What'd you get in the box you just got?
Well, there will be an unboxing posted on my Instagram. So
So we just gotta watch and find out. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. But I will say I love that it takes into account, like, I mean, I've been getting the box since I subscribed once I got engaged. But I think they definitely take into account like where you are in the journey, because you put in like when your wedding is. And so they keep that in mind, like, making sure that you have like things that say bride, but things that say Mrs. for afterwards and all of that.
Yeah.
So it's really cute, super thoughtful. And I'm like, I feel like the items in the box are definitely total worth more than like what the monthly subscription price is. So I'm not mad at it, but I feel like I'm getting a steal every month. It's great.
Well, I mean, I think that's probably like the best thing that it can give you, is to feel like you're saving money, because we all know that weddings are expensive and it's a headache. And like I feel like we have two different budgets, but for both of us, it's expensive. Like for us individually, what our budgets may be different, but for our circumstances, they're both expensive. And like it can be a headache. So I'm glad you're finding joy somewhere, because like right now I just want to wring a lighting guy's neck. Like that's where I'm at. But I think I have to remind myself that because we started planning so far out, we're still actually good. Like 90 days out is really like you should be locked and loaded, no changes made, and we're not quite there. But the lighting guy that we have, I've just been seeing all this bad review, one after the other of him, for like post-COVID. And so come to find out that the person that I was dealing with ended up selling his company, and the person that he sold it to, because he couldn't manage it during COVID, so he sold it. The person he sold it to doesn't have a damn clue. And I've been reading reviews ever since they took over the business about them showing up late, about them not showing up at all, about them not showing up at all after they've cashed the check, about them showing up late, installing lights, but then never coming back to the venue to take them down. And I was like, listen, we're not going down that road. I have PTSD from my whole dress debacle. I am not going to come in walking down the aisle with no damn lights. So we're on the hunt for somebody else, and our coordinator recommended somebody, and they just emailed me back. So I think, knock on wood, we're going to be good.
Is that wood?
Yeah, well, I don't have it anywhere near me.
Interesting.
I could, like, my dresser is back there, but then I would have to remove myself from the shot. So I guess people do their head, but I'm smart. So there ain't no wood up there. I'm not doing that. Not. But I mean, I think that's going to be not a migraine, just a minor headache. So I'm hoping that it works out. It's stressful. It's like there's such a range of stressful things that come with the wedding. And so if you gotta buy yourself a t-shirt, girl. Like vendors, I thought I had it all figured out. And then this one just popped.
And there are so many details. Like there was a moment when we were starting to get like, oh, website things get together. And I'm like, well, we need a wedding hashtag.
Yeah.
Now, the wedding hashtag world is made for people who have cool names, but also like women taking their husband's last name. I am not taking his last name, at least not immediately. So I will still be Asha Camille Brown and he will still be Michael Joel Forsyth. However, his last name is Forsyth. I have no problem with the hashtag not having my name in it. But what am I going to do with Forsyth? Like, what? So we had to do something I did not think I was going to have to do. And we had to hire. We actually hired 2 different people to give us 2 different lists of hashtags so that we could choose from all of them. And so we did it on Fiverr, where you can basically hire anybody to do basically any service. So yeah, I never thought that one of the vendors I would have for my wedding was someone who came up with hashtags.
Did between the 2 lists, did you find one?
We did. I think we locked it down to 2 because we can't, like, there's one that's like mushy and then there's one that's like funny he can't get over it because it's like turn brown for what, and he cannot stop saying it. He walks around the house saying turn brown for what. So I'm like, okay, I guess that'll be one of the hashtags. I don't even remember the other one at this point because I'm tired of looking at hashtags. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's not a fun.
I mean, the list, right? Like it's so long, all the things, the details. Thank God for Jessie. Thank God for Jessie, because she went and got married first. And so like she has a whole list of things that she forgot to do, things that didn't happen, things that didn't go according to plan. Like we will all never forget the vows. But I think that her like experience has left her like as a Jedi for us. She's just like, we've got pretty good books that we've been using, but she's always like, let me know, because like if you need like, because I got a list, I know what people forget.
Yeah, and it's those small details too. Like I'm not the type of, like I wasn't thinking, especially she's also an introvert, and so we talked about making sure that you have time carved out that's just for you. Like you during the wedding day, go off somewhere by yourself, even if it's just like you and your mom or something, but like building that into the itinerary. And it's like, I was actually not going to think about that. I was just going to be around people all day, which is not actually what I prefer. Right. So like having those conversations with people who have been brides, it's game changer. And Jessie is on point, coming in clutch.
She's always there when you need her, you know. She's always there. She's always there. I think she's like the first one to send you a Bernie meme. It's great. It's great. We can't not talk about it because, like, girl, did you see it? The internet broke itself.
Oh yeah.
For Bernie. Broke itself because we have to acknowledge, I know it's been a little bit of time now, but we have to acknowledge the inauguration. 1, because we all got to watch him fly away in a helicopter. But 2, we have a new president, we have a new administration that has been sworn into office, and everybody showed up and showed out, and I just can't not mention how much I loved to see it.
Yeah, everybody showed up and showed out, man. It was like just a moment of excellence, you know, like a moment of excellence from my president, my vice president, Kamala Harris, from my forever first lady, Michelle Obama, and her monochromatic look. Auntie Michelle was giving me so much vibes. She was giving me royalty vibes. Like I was
feeling Unc looked good too, but he
was fine and whatever, but like
there to make sure she didn't fall down the stairs.
But did he make me go online to find a burgundy peacoat and outfit? No, he didn't. Who did that? Auntie Michelle did. Oh, yes. She so did. Even the first lady and her sparkles, the teal.
The monochromatic looks in general. I was like, did y'all talk to each other? Did you guys like have a text group?
Somebody, there was a stylist involved with this. Somebody said something.
Even Biden's granddaughters. Even Biden's granddaughters. One was all pink, one was all white, one was all Kim. I said, what is happening here?
There was
they texted each other.
Even J-Lo got the memo too. She said, I'm coming in my all white. I'm coming in my all okay.
Yeah. I love her look. Don't like when she walked downstairs, I was like, she meant business. Maybe this is an unpopular question to ask, but fashion aside, should J-Lo have been there?
Well, why not?
I'm just saying, like, maybe it's also because she followed Lady Gaga, and let's be honest, whoever has to sing after Lady Gaga, maybe isn't.
Yeah. I will say that I think that they need to be smarter about how they line these things up. It is no question or mystery to anyone in the world who has ears that J-Lo is not a singer. She doesn't consider herself
right, and she'll be the first to say she's an entertainer, performer.
An entertainer performance. But I'm like, I don't have a problem with her being there. Like the song choice and key and all of that, I was like, I just feel like I wanted something different from that. Like I wanted her to sing.
You didn't want to get loud in the inauguration.
You know, I think it's because I am a huge J-Lo fan.
I know.
Like J-Lo is what is like my number one. Like I'm a J-Lo fan. Okay. So I was really happy to see her there, but I wanted J-Lo, like, you know, and so I'm like, obviously this is the inauguration. We are literally on a balcony with all these people in the seats. And this is like supposed to be all professional and like whatever. But like, I would prefer for them to have like created a stage. And even if it had to be like an after show, like let her perform, not stand there and sing. Like,
that's my thing. Maybe I was confused when I initially was reading the headlines about her performing. I thought that that's what it was, you know. So like Demi Lovato did that virtual performance or whatever that she did after the fact, right? It would have been the inaugural ball, but there was no ball. So like after the fact. And so in my mind, when they said J-Lo, I was like, oh, they're gonna let her do it. Like they're gonna have her perform at what would have been the inaugural ball. So when the day of came and it was starting to click for me, I was like, what's she gonna sing? I wasn't quite sure where that fit in. And so I think that I get why they wanted to choose her, because I think that a lot of people, and I'm not saying that they should, but I think a lot of people look at her as somebody who's like, who reaches the Black community, the Hispanic community, and the white community, just with her music and her fashion and her entertainment, like the movies that she's been in and all of that. And so I feel like she's that entertainer. Everybody, like, I'm sorry if you don't like J-Lo, I can be your friend.
And let me tell you what the problem is. Okay. And I talk to Michael about this all the time. That was literally for publicity, because if you were truly like asking somebody to come here and do this because of their vocal quality, you wouldn't have chosen her because she's not able to perform. And if I'm J-Lo, I'm gonna be like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna do it because this is literally one of the most viewed things that's gonna happen in America right now. However, in the world right now, but however, is this like what I do? Really? Not necessarily, but I'm going to do it because like, how stupid would I be to say no? Right. At the same time, my problem with that, and to your point, like, yes, she transcends across a few different demographics, but like, this is where it frustrates me so much, because there are so many Black artists who vocally could have performed, Jennifer Hudson, to name just one off the top of my head, who could have performed and reached other audiences and whatever, you know. So I'm just like, but this is what happens, right? And this is where, you know, I could go on for days. This is for another episode, y'all. So just remind me to talk about this in another episode. But one thing I would say is that all of a sudden things like when it comes, that people like to ride that line instead of just having a Black woman do it, having somebody who has strong vocal quality. You asking J-Lo.
Well, so it's almost like, to me, it was almost like, I agree with you, like publicity is, I think that they look at her and they see somebody that transcends into numerous culture, like viewers, like that she reaches different audiences, and also she fills a Hispanic box. Like she fills like that Latin box for you. And so you have your powerhouse singer, you chose Lady Gaga. I'm not scrutinizing. I'm just saying, like, just as an observation, it looks like you found somebody who really is an icon for the LGBTQ community to sing your national anthem. You found somebody that you feel like represents the Hispanic community to sing another song. And she could have just stood there, looked really, really pretty, and I would have been very happy. And you found somebody, and you had your, oh God, she's so beautiful. You had your beautiful young poet come out, and you gave us that, and I will forever be appreciative for that, because she came out, she slayed, she said words, and people actually, I feel like people listened to her who normally would not have listened at all. But I don't want to say,
don't forget Garth Brooks
in his jeans. I don't want to say that I do. I just would have been completely happy if you had found the Black representation of that for all three of those items and not just one. I'm just saying.
But no, we know that's not going to happen.
I'm just like,
they
all did beautifully.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, there's so many reasons why they could have chosen so many things. And I think, but I did enjoy that. Like, I was here for when in the middle of her performance, she started speaking in Spanish. I was like, give it to them. Okay. You better come on. Okay. Yeah. So I think it was
Amanda. I didn't say her name.
So awesome.
I didn't say her name. I'm sitting here gushing over her and her yellow Prada coat and her red band and her braids. I mean, I didn't say her name. Yeah. I love her.
Yeah, that was really amazing. I think that was a really big deal because people have done spoken word and poems on that stage before. They're usually not written by the person who citing it, and so that's what almost took this to another level. Not only is she young, not only is she Black, but she is gifted, and she wrote that poem that literally had me in tears, and spoke to the cores and souls of everybody who was watching. She wrote it and did the recitation with such beauty. I felt like I was sitting there.
She wrote it.
I can't snap enough, girl. The hand movements. Did you peep the hand movement? I was like, oh, girl.
But that's the difference, though. I feel like when you write something, when it's something that's come from your soul, that's your gift that you're sharing with the world.
Yeah.
Nobody can deliver that the way that you can. And so you're right. In the past, they've had readings and whatnot, and it just doesn't transcend like that because you are reading somebody else's words. You're not capable of putting the power into them that person who actually wrote it is capable of doing. And so it was a moment. It was like a real moment that you had that a combination of talent and just Black excellence was right there. And she had written that. So nobody could give you her words like her. And I just feel like the whole world just got quiet and listened. Well, not maybe all of them, because the insurrectionists, they was just in jail trying to figure out why they didn't get pardoned. But everybody else was really just moved by it. I haven't talked to one person who hasn't brought it up to me.
She deserves every bit of publicity, every bit of opportunity that comes to her after this, because she also is a beautiful soul. I've watched a few interviews and I'm like, this girl just has a good heart, Yeah. So there's so many people who watch that, so many young girls who watch that and now are like, wow, I can do this. Oh, hey. Animals, I can't.
Just making a cameo, making a little cameo, No, and I also as a English major, as a BA English holder, I gotta say poetry is not dead. Okay.
Yes, you use it every 4 years at the inauguration. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
It was just you just literally walked right into that one.
It's fine.
That was savage. I'm sorry.
I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Did you see we talked about the insurrection and we talked about the foolishness, and I don't want to get into it too much, but girl, did you see that shaman guy? I'm sorry. When I saw this, I was like, I just have to make sure you saw this. That what is it? QAnon, like that's the name of their little group. He calls himself the QAnon shaman, the guy with the horns, who was in there with the face paint and the horns.
The one who only eats organic food.
Yes, homie who had his organic salad delivered to jail. So he feels personally attacked by the president. I mean, could not fathom how, like, the betrayal, like, could not fathom the betrayal that, like, that Trump would not pardon him. Like, he pardoned all these other people. He pardoned Lil Wayne, but you won't pardon me? Like, you pardoned Lil Wayne, but I'm in the Capitol doing your good work. You won't pardon me. So
doing your good work.
Like a coin he flipped, he's like, I'm willing to testify. I'll say whatever you want. I'll tell you whatever you want, because he wasn't there for me. Like, he just physically cannot fathom the betrayal he feels right now from his president. And I feel like a lot of the people who were a part of that are probably feeling just like him. Like, you got played. You literally walked into the scenario. He opened the door. You walked right through. You went out and you did his dirty work for you. And he stepped back and didn't claim any of it and went to Florida. Okay. That's what happened. Like, the man who went into Pelosi's office and took mail and put his feet up on her desk and left that little, like, I mean, it was threatening, left the threatening note for her on her desk, like in his chicken scratch, third grade handwriting. That man, at first, he had, like, his attorneys had said that they were pushing to get like an at-home detention, and that got granted. But then no, there was a U.S. judge who was not having that. She was like, no. Yes, it was she. She was like, no. You're going to stay in jail. It's like, what? You know, I feel like they're all really feeling a sense of betrayal right now. And
like, sir, you are a criminal. Get out. Stop it.
But you know what? That's what happens when you have a criminal as a president. You have a criminal as a president. And I have watched criminal acts happen, and there be no consequences for that. So why would I think for even 5 seconds that if I'm doing something that I truly believe my president is asking me to do, is backing me in doing, that I wouldn't get away with it? Why? And did I mention I'm white?
The privilege.
Just flows in the water.
The privilege. You know what? And I can't with people who, like, I would just like to point out that living life is hard enough. We got all kinds of issues already. People got things they're dealing with. When people just make people's lives harder, and then you expect to be pardoned, or you expect for there not to be any repercussions, it just really bothers me. And I really feel for people like, especially my Black sisters out here trying to run businesses. Okay. I was very hurt when my girl, like, I had to represent today. Okay. My girl, okay, Hoop Mob, Danielle, okay, she didn't deserve to be hacked. Not once, but twice.
I felt like I was watching CNN. I was on Instagram, like I was watching CNN. I was like, no. What's happening here? Like, are you getting all of these posts? What is happening here? And then she came back. I think that you missed the middle where she came back. Yeah. She came back. She posted a video saying, you know, so sorry for the influx of these random posts. We got hacked, y'all. Like, we got hacked. And we've got it back online. We're working through it. Thanks for, you know, sticking with us, all of that. And I swear he had like a moniker of like Mr. Hoops. It was creepy. Like, I don't know who Mr. Hoops was, but the minute she said that, Mr. Hoops was like, no, I'm still here. And he took it back over.
Exactly. And I'm just like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, people, why are we making each other's lives harder? Like, people already have their own problems. Black businesses have their own obstacles that they have to overcome to even be considered as half as lucrative as some of these white-owned businesses. And this woman has grown her following to 13,000 followers, and you decide to hack me. So now I have to go and start from freaking scratch. Yeah. And that just broke my heart for her. And so I'm so glad that she is almost to her goal of getting her 13,000 followers back. So if you followed Hoop Mob, okay, make sure you follow her new page at the Hoop Mob. Okay, because we need her back at 13. As a matter of fact, we need her at 20,000 followers. We need her to come back stronger so that we can show Mr. Whoever the heck that he did not win, and Black women will always prevail because we carry this whole country on our back. So just don't try me. Don't try me. After I done all of this work, you gonna come in here and hack me. You know what? I can't.
You know, the thing of it is, it's like I admire her so much for the poise that she had when she came back on the news site, because this all happened in the stretch of a day. I think she got on a live, maybe a live, or maybe she was pre-recorded. I don't know, but she got him. She put her face in front of the camera and she just talked to the people that love her hoops. I mean, I love her earrings. I think that the shipping time is quick. The packaging is excellent. The selection, like, even if you're not a big hoop girl, like, there's small hoops, there's ear cuffs, like there's such a good variety of product there. And that is scary. I mean, imagine how you feel if you lose your credit card on the street. Like, not even that anybody took it. You just lose your credit card on the street. You're calling the bank. You're trying to get that shut down, because even the possibility of somebody being able to tap into your money, this is her money. This is how she gets her money. And a lot of people, especially small businesses, use social media as the main tool for selling their product. And so, I mean, to have worked so hard, they just had their 2nd year anniversary. So she hasn't had this company forever and a day.
Her 2-year anniversary, I believe, is today.
Yeah. And to have that many followers.
She was probably prepping, so excited that my 2-year anniversary is here, and this wrench gets thrown in right at the last minute.
But she came back with a positive energy. She told everybody she was making a new site, regardless of the fact that meant she was going to have to rebuild her 13K following that she had lost. By doing so, she felt safer that way. And I cannot fault you for that. And she's even given a giveaway. Like, this happened to you, and like your safety and security feels shook, and you're going to give your clients a giveaway option as well. Like, that's the type of business owner you are. However, that is what I've encountered as the type of business mentality in the Black-owned business community. So I don't know why it doesn't get as much hype or as much appreciation as it should, because the customer service that I get from Black-owned businesses, and they don't even know what I look like. You know, they don't know who I am. They don't even know what I look like. The customer service is right up here.
Yeah.
Like, they've got the time, they make the time, and they don't have the time, but they make the time to really be there. So I just feel like if you're not following her, I'm with you. Follow her. I think you're wearing her right now. I'm wearing her right now. That's who I posted about as my day one for small businesses, for Black-owned businesses to support this month. And I'm pretty sure like every single photo you posted, you had on hoops from her.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that I have been living in these hoops. So, and I did a lot of dipping back into the website. So
yeah. Same. Don't tell John. You know? Do you have any upcoming fun contests beyond? I know we talked about what we're doing for Black History Month, but anything else that's coming up? I know I have another Fit Tuesday if the snow allows for non-essential travel. It might be taking it virtually. That'll be fun. That's something we haven't done before, but I have that with Lo tomorrow. And then I have your class.
I love it. It gives me such a sense of joy when people are like, I died taking your class. It's like, yes, I love it. If you haven't checked it out yet, you'll catch us talking about it on my Instagram and on Kiki's Instagram. I teach a dance fitness class every single Wednesday at 8:30 for adults at Greenhouse Art Center. And also Greenhouse Art Center is amazing. And what we do is just, it's lovely. And we get to reach so many families in the community, and we provide accessible arts education for, you know, ages 3 and up. And these adult classes on Wednesdays have been kind of like a passion thing for us, where it's like we all are dancers, and it's been a lot of fun to play around with a bunch of different genres. We have Latin, we have tap, we have hip hop classes and contemporary classes that we rotate every 2 weeks. But my adult dance fitness class is there every single Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. And we be sweating, y'all. We be sweating, y'all.
They don't listen to her. They may be dancers, but club dancing skills like only is acceptable as well. And
the adult dance fitness class, you can be anybody at all, as long as your legs move.
Yes. Well, and what's nice too, especially snow-wise, when you say accessible, I think it's nice to know that there's an option. I like to come into the class. That's the way that I like to take classes. But it's nice to have the option to take it virtually as well. So like it's every class that you teach is both options, that like if you don't feel comfortable coming into a classroom setting just yet because of COVID and whatnot, or you can't travel, you can still make it. You got 5 minutes beforehand, just turn on your Zoom.
Yeah. And most classes in this area, first of all, there's not a lot of class options in this area in Harlem. And so, but also finding a class that's $13 and pay as you go is not super common in New York City. So all of our classes are $13, and yeah, come check us out.
Yeah.
Let me whip that booty into shape.
That's where we'll be. That wedding fit Bonnie. We're on a journey, girl.
Working on it.
So like always, definitely tune into all the platforms. They're listed at the link in the bio. You can also watch this episode, since we taped it, on YouTube. The link's in the bio as well. And stay tuned this week, because we're gonna be busy. It's gonna be a busy year. There's no real let up on the gas from here on out. So
unfortunately not.
So until we see you, bye.
Bye.